Alrighty guys, Drax here, back with all the highlights from CitizenCon Day 2. This will be a nice, smaller, bite-sized version for all of you who missed the show and want a TLDW version. If you didn't see the Day 1 highlights, then you can see that. I do have another video here on the channel. So starting off here, they're going to be talking about costumes and the art direction for the game.
Some of these assets in the game. To the game, okay? So the first
Then we have gang outfits with the introduction to the Dusters gang, and you also have different levels of rarity in gang armor that you can find.
And they almost blend into their environment. On closer inspection, you'll notice their tattoos. These signify rank and progression within the gang. Let's take a look at a quick video. Armor progression. This will define your role and playstyle. Then you'll have vertical progression. This is your progression within that role and playstyle. For example, a common bounty hunter armor set will be weaker than a legendary.
We saw a bit more information on the StarCloth tech here.
So here you're seeing about 5 different layers of cloth going on and self-colliding between each other. It's reacting to the planet wind, which is always changing. On the front, there's a big leather apron. So this one's actually a lot heavier and it moves a lot differently than the cloth on the back.
There was more on StarHair styles, which are ready now for the PU. The character customization has had a mass overhaul, so you can really customize your characters now for something that you want to look like.
Just applying it and showing that in practice. And now here's another look. Here's a couple more characters that I put together with this stuff. And here's what's great about that. I did that with our brand new character creator, character customizer for Squadron 42.
The skin tone looks pretty cool like that. Yeah, I'm digging that. All right, so next up, eyes. So no longer do we have the green and the brown, just the full selection. You've got a full RGB chart of what you want to select. So if you want to have bright green eyes, if you want to have hazel eyes. So I'm just going to pick a couple different ones. There's a reality for some of us and another reality for another one of us. There it is. That's what I want my reality to be here. Something like this. I've got the hair dye as well. So with the hair dye, you can affect all the hair at once. And right now, I've got all selected. So I can go through the gamut of all the different hairs.
EVA movement and traversal have been made better in multiple ways.
Oh, we're gonna face plant. We made it. All right, so we made it re-entry much more forgiving. So this EVA has a new prone lateral pose, and this is really important to us because it allows us to get close to surfaces, and it allows us to walk across them. So we can see that in this video here. Okay, and as it gets to the end, we're going to jump off. Okay, here we go, into that. And this smaller profile lets us get into spaces we couldn't get into before, or not easily with the old EVA. We're going to traverse through here, thread the needle, and also the collision is much more forgiving. We're going to slide off. So with the slide, we want you to be able to aim around as soon as possible. The moment you hit the ground, you're going to be able to aim around, all right? And the direction is locked, so if I was to slide from one end of the stage to the other, I would be sliding this way, but I'd be looking this way, right? Look at you guys, hey. But while I'm sliding, I can hip fire. And as I come out in the exit, I can ADS,
There's new interactions with prompts and the new interaction wheel, which is going to make life so much easier on the game.
You can just simply hold F, and this will bring you the new interaction wheel. So this is our new interaction wheel. It will be focusing on the item, and you can see that up to 2 of the interactions have a star icon and they want to bring to you. So let's finally turn off that valve, rush over before that broken valve starts turning off, and then see another small example. Oh, let's go. So yeah, you'll see another small example where you won't be able to open the door by a press of a button, but you have to manually interact with that pump and manually open it. So you'll have to time your inputs to slowly open the door. So this is just a small taste of the level of interactivity that we can now have with these objects. We had really nice results for Squadron, for the mess hall.
They've added a looting screen for faster looting of enemies and inventories. This one's going to come in handy when you're in those bunkers.
In action during FPS combat, especially if you haven't fully prepared ahead, okay, let's go over to elevators. So you see the player loader is on items are on the bottom, the target is on the top. You can hover, if you hover the different widgets, you'll see a tooltip that with the different quick actions you can do. You can just simple press. Yeah, it'll be so much easier. So yeah, you can quickly press to just equip or swap. You can even use your mouse wheel if you want to change the target. You can, yes.
They've added the ping ability for the detection of enemies, and there's also added weapon wear now, which will cause weapons to misfire if they haven't been cleaned, and maybe a bullet will get stuck in the chamber.
Or my signature. So an enemy with the right equipment or tech level might discover me. Gemini pistol in the little window, and a worn one in the big window. And you can see the visual effects. It's belching out smoke here because it's very worn, right? It's telling you, you know, it's time to get this one changed. And you should be able to hear the audio as well. It's get growlier.
Different weapon recoils and iron sights.
Animation tool where we can control the rotation and the location of things. So this is the old PA SMG. This is a new one. And in general, it's bringing the house down now. So recoils are just, in general, easier to tweak now.
The change in weapon behavior. They've changed some of their fire rates, and they've added vote energy weapons that have a overheat mechanic.
These weapons have the potential to overheat. And if they overheat, you'll be unable to fire. And they will enact differently. So some weapons will just basically be beams from the get-go. Some will go into beams. Like you see, this one goes into a beam once it reaches a certain level of heat. And it's really fun because, you know, these are quite powerful weapons. And
a couple good ones here is the backpack reloading system. And they've also added a dynamic crosshair that comes from the visor that you're wearing.
Magazines in your backpack, you will now be able to grab them at the price of a longer reload animation. You will also be able to tell when you have a backpack reload coming up because it will be displayed on the inventory with the backpack symbol. If you have a look at this, this is our new crosshair. It's a crosshair that fits the aesthetic of Star Citizen. It's a crosshair that follows the barrel of the weapon, so you'll see exactly where a bullet is going to land. And it's projected from the visor using AR. Some visors won't have access to this crosshair, but some will use modified combat lenses.
There's a big time to kill rework for both PvP and PvE.
Force reactions. We're reworking them. We're aware it's frustrating, and we are going to rework the system to work beautifully. And we're also working on some other highly requested PvP changes.
They've also added traits for enemies and characters for better AI overall. And here's a demo showing a load of the new features in action. We've got new interactions when you get into your ship.
So you can see now that you won't directly grab the control stick. You'll be put on this relaxed pose with free look enabled. And you can see the different prompts appear over the buttons. So let's get this show started and get your ship ready for flying. So Brand, if you could close the canopy so we don't go flying around with that open. Power our systems. Oh, look at that.
Aegis combat assist.
And finally, turn our entrance. Yeah, so you are now ready for flying. So we will be bringing all of this.
New master modes for ships, allowing you to switch between traverso and fight modes. And quantum boosting also got a change up, becoming more interactive at the start of a jump and allowing mini jumps without setting a marker.
The bubble is locked. You can now go hands off. Oh, reinforcement needed. Yeah, let's go there. Let's boost. Oh, actually, sorry. Thank you. Okay, so what Brand is currently showing here is, I think I forgot to mention, quantum boosting works in every direction. You don't need nav points.
On top of that, we've got pip optimization for ship combat, with a precision targeting mode which allows you to take out weapons and certain systems on a ship.
Enable precision targeting mode. There we go. What this does, it does three things. You get this full zoom on the target. You get a lower RPM of your weapons, which increases or decreases the spreads for more precision. And you get the painting mechanic. Anywhere where you put your crosshair on that ship, it will tell the gimbal system where to aim at. So if Brent now attacks the turrets, your aiming system will automatically lead the shots. Bam! One turret down.
There's a new atmospheric flight system.
Okay, so there's our landing point. Can become a little bit slower, I don't know, 100 meters per second. So we're trying to land somewhere here.
And there's going to be diverse outposts and locations themed to fit those who inhabit the area with missions and objectives. A little bit about Pyro here, and Pyro will have rest stop stations. There will be 26 in total, each layout said to be unique, with multiple routes to enter and get around. There's a reputation system in place that will affect you getting around the stations. And there's going to be 15 abandoned. I think that's out of the 26 in total, which would be for exploration, PvE and PvP missions. There's going to be huge distribution centers for main factions within the game, like the UEE and Greycat. These will support mission systems, cargo, transit, and more. There will also be opportunities for unique raids on these locations as well.
Each location supports multiple landing pads and hangars, making them accessible to as many players as possible at any one time. There's even a road network to support transit from the planet's surface, into the main building and to any berth ships. So every distribution center will be owned by a faction. Depending on the faction and where the distribution center is located on the planet will determine its specialism. Now, each specialism will lend itself to different missions and gameplay opportunities.
Cargo has been overhauled once again with different types of cargo, allowing you to change how you would act in a certain situation with a certain type of cargo. There's also cargo carts and a real nice introduction of the freight elevator for easier gearing and modification of ships, ground vehicles and weapons. A huge one here, which I think got the biggest round of applause of nearly anything in the show, was the settlement land claim system for base building, allowing you and your org to build a home in the universe. The main purpose of which, of course, revolves around resources, so in general, the more protection you want your base to have, the less chance to make the big money. And then finally, the biggest one of all, Squadron 42, said to be feature complete, looking amazing, and at the polishing stages.
Each level from start to finish, and where we need to improve the gameplay. This is the final phase of gameplay iteration, before we fully transition into optimization and stability on the road to release.
Here's your trail. This is Qauntum. Come back. Always trips me out to see terraforming setups like this. Web Pride explaining how atmosphere processors work. Really shows how far.
Ready and hold on as you're launched off the deck of the carrier.
Baron 2, you are cleared for launch. Have a safe flight, Baron 2.
So loads of stuff going on there, guys. The biggest, of course, being that Squadron 42, the single player 4-star Citizen, and it just looks crazy good. I was blown away once again with the show from day 2, Star Citizen, CitizenCon 2953. So hopefully, fingers crossed, we'll be able to play that sometime in the next year or two, and a load of those features that we saw there, that were in Squadron 42, are said to be coming to the persistent universe for all of us, for the multiplayer, for the MMO side of things in Star Citizen, very soon. It should be able to transition over quite nicely, but we'll see how that goes. That's it for me. Hopefully this one was helpful for you guys. Hopefully it saved you a bit of time and you got caught up with everything that went on at CitizenCon. If you did enjoy the video, please make sure to like, subscribe if you're new, leave a comment, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye for now.
Creating a diverse array of locations is essential to us. Our environments need to work from a variety of scales. We need to pay close attention to detail, whether we're working in a dirty engineering vent or navigating the debris of a dying star, wondering what may be around that next corner, or even who may live there, how would they have survived, and what state of mind may they be in.